right, we have a few things that you ought to know this week. First of all, I'd like to ask that you turn your phones onto silent at this point. This is your weekly reminder to check the back of the bulletin for all the good things that are going on. And this week I'd ask you pay special attention at the very, very bottom. We have the wish list projects that we still need support on. And we are working on getting the security bollards for out front and the reclaimed water. So if you have any interest in helping with that, or if you just want more information, see John Spitzer. John, where'd you go? There's John Spitzer. Talk to him and he'll tell you more about it. After the service today, I'm going to be in here for a little bit to talk about the new Director of Education and Entertainment position. So if you have questions or want to give me information, that'll be the time to do it, to find out a little more. Tuesday, November 25th at 7 p.m., the Jewish Congregation of Venice is hosting this year's Interfaith Thanksgiving service. I'm speaking for about 1 minute. We have been told in no uncertain terms we have a minute each. So please come and see me for a minute. And I think I'd like to call Lisa up because she has something you ought to know.
Good morning, everyone. I'd just like to introduce my partner, David Amos, who will be joining me during the service. And I would also like to give a thank to David Van Antwerp, because he was the one that was spearheaded this, there he is, this experience that we're going to have. So Michael Amos is current professor of cello at the State College of Florida in Bradenton. And he's principal cellist of the Hollywood Festival Orchestra, as well as my fellow faculty member at the Sarasota Music Conservatory. And we will be doing two pieces, The Swan by Saint-Saëns, very famous, and the Rachmaninoff Vocalese. So I hope you enjoy it.
Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Venice, which we typically call UCOV. I'm so glad you're here, whether you've arrived feeling light and grateful, or whether gratitude feels a bit more like homework this week. Either way, you belong here today. Our service this morning is called We Gather Together, and it's a chance to take a minute to pause and to remember that gratitude is not just a feeling that happens to us. It is a practice. It is something we build, shape, and nurture, especially when life feels complicated or heavy or just plain exhausting. Thanksgiving can be a season of mixed feelings. There can be joy, absolutely, and also grief, stress, that odd marshmallow salad your cousin keeps bringing to dinner, old family stories, and the deep ache of people we miss. And yet, even in all of that, there are small, shining things that we can still notice and hold on to. The warmth of a familiar face, the kindness of a stranger, a cup of tea that actually stayed warm long enough to drink, the simple grace of gathering in community. So this morning, we're going to explore why gratitude matters not as a glossing over of reality, not as forced cheerfulness, but as a way of remembering what sustains us, as a way of keeping our hearts open, as a way of seeing our lives with a bit more tenderness. Thank you for being here to do that work together. Your presence is a gift. This morning, as we gather with full hearts, tired hearts, grateful hearts, and hearts still trying to remember what gratitude feels like, we light our chalice. May this small flame remind us that gratitude is not about perfection. It's about paying attention. It's about noticing the good that flickers in the middle of our ordinary days. A moment of kindness, a breath of peace, a community that holds us just as we are.
What a wonderful opening to the service. Thank you. Good morning and happy almost Thanksgiving, or as I like to call it, the week of frantic grocery shopping and ambitious planning. And you know how it goes. You start out thinking, this year I will keep it simple. You lie. Before you know it, you're saying things like, I bet I could make cranberry sauce shaped like a woodland creature. No, you cannot. And you don't have to, so be grateful. I'm delighted you're here, though, whether you arrived in a spirit of deep gratitude and photo-worthy dinner bits getting ready for Thursday, or in a spirit of, I'm grateful to be here, but please don't ask me to peel another potato. The holiday seasons are upon us, and with them come an avalanche of messages to be grateful, to be blessed, as if our gratitude is some kind of switch we can flip right after we've survived grocery store traffic, mysterious family group texts and calls, and the annual debate about who makes the best pie. But here's the truth. Gratitude is almost never tidy. It's almost never convenient. It shows up in scruffy little moments, like that quiet first sip of coffee, or the unexpected kindness of someone holding a door, or the simple realization that we don't have to navigate life alone. So today, we're not here to force gratitude. I'm not going to make you sit there and go, could you please name? No. We're here to cultivate it like a gardener who knows that some seasons produce a bumper crop and other seasons offer, well, character-building opportunities. We're going to talk about why gratitude matters at all, not as a demand that you have it, but as a spiritual practice, and not as something that makes troubles go away, but as something that helps us face them with a fuller and softer heart. So thank you for bringing your whole self into this room, your joy and your worries, your holiday to-do list or your holiday don't list, and that tiny spark within you that says, I want to live a thankful life, even if it's messy. So welcome to this time of reflection and warmth and humor and mess and community. Come and let us worship here together. Please rise in body or spirit as you are willing and able, and join in singing our opening hymn, number 406, Let Us Break Bread Together. This is the time in our service when we do our offering, and I always do it with a joke because giving shouldn't be painful. So at least I can give you a little something to look forward to. A man in Florida called his son in New York the day before Thanksgiving and said, "Son, I hate to ruin your day, but I have to tell you, your mother and I are divorcing. 45 years of misery is enough." "Oh my God, Pop, what are you talking about?" his son screams. We can't stand the sight of each other anymore, his father said. We're sick of each other, and I'm sick of talking about it. So you call your sister and you tell her about it. I'm out of here. And he hung up. Frantic, the son calls his sister who lives in Chicago. And she explodes on the phone. Like heck, they're getting divorced, she shouts. I'll take care of this. And she calls Florida immediately. And she screams at her father, you are not getting divorced. You're not doing this to Mom. Don't you do a single thing until I get there. I'm calling my brother back. We're going to be there tomorrow to talk to you. Don't you do a thing. And she hung up on him. The man calmly hung up his phone, turned to his wife with a smile and said, okay, honey, the kids are coming for Thanksgiving. And they're paying their own way. As a UU church, we too pay our own way. So this morning's offering will now be given and gratefully received. Thank you all so much, not just for these gifts, but for absolutely everything that you do for the life and the work of this community. Because it's as a community of human hands and human hearts that we come together here as we struggle with life's sorrows and we celebrate life's joys. So if you have something to share, please raise a hand, and Marcia, we have another one, or Tony will bring you a microphone. If you're new here, please feel free to raise a hand and introduce yourself if you would like. We got one in the back.
Hi, I'm Karen Williams. I'm Dave and Martha Williams' daughter, and our family's here this week to celebrate Dave's 90th birthday. So that's
Hi, I'm Patty Walton, and I have a joy because my children are here, Abby, Aaron, Sonny, and Neil, and I'm already divorced, so they came because they wanted to see me.
I'm Tom Voigt. I don't know if you know Dave Lyons in the ICU at Sarasota Memorial, and he went in Friday. I talked to him on Friday, but I didn't get back with him yesterday. I don't know how he's doing, but keep him there in your hearts.
Hello, I'm Kim McHugh. I stood up last week and briefly mentioned a social event that Matt and I are organizing, not a UCOV event, just a social event. It's a play at the Lemon Bay Playhouse on Dearborn Street, and we're planning way ahead to January 28th, a Wednesday night. We're asking everyone that wants to come, please sign up with me. There are limited seats. We have 14 people signed up already, and I'm out at the welcome table today. Second note is, while I stood up last week and talked about the play, I completely forgot to say, we've just returned from 4 nights in Vegas, where Matthew's youngest daughter, my stepdaughter Amy, took her wedding vows for the first time in life at the age of 49, and Dad said, "You're not doing it without me."
My name's Kate Simpson. I'm somewhat new here. I know a lot of times the question is, what are you doing on Thanksgiving? And you may already have plans, but I have a big family. They're not here in Florida with me. So if you are a person who doesn't have plans and wants to have plans, please come see me at my house in South Venice. There's plenty of room. If nobody gets in touch with me, come another time. That would be fine. And also, just know I love my Unitarian family, and so you're always welcome at my home, and I'd love to have you at Thanksgiving. Minimalist that I am, it would be fun to have you. South Venice. Did I say South Venice? Yeah. South Venice. Excuse me.
Hi, I'm Jean B., and I'm so glad to be here today. My note of celebration is that tomorrow, the 24th, my wife and I will have been together for 41 years. And married for 10. But very much together. And I just want to thank you for all of your prayers and support as she continues her journey. Thank you very much.
And I have an awesome fun joy. In just a couple weeks, on December 7th, we have a play that is going to happen after the service on Sunday. And I asked Nancy to tell you just a tiny bit about it because you're going to want to come. We're going to ask for a free will offering, but if you don't have the money, come anyway. You can kick in $10 if you want. If you don't want, don't worry. Nancy, tell them a little bit about it.
So you've all read the story of Adam and Eve, right? One time in your life. Well, this is not that. This is based on Mark Twain's story, The Diary of Adam and Eve, which was then turned into a musical called The Apple Tree. And if you've never seen it or read it, oh boy, are you going to be happy you're here. When I read the story over and over and over again as a kid, I kept thinking, man, Eve is just so passive. She just lets it all happen, and then she gets blamed. Well, not in this version. Eve has her say. So I invite you to come and watch as Eve gets her revenge.
On that note, may the love of our community hold all who need love and concern, and may the light of our community shine on the broken places of the world. May those who are grieving be comforted, and those who are tired find rest. May the broken places be healed, and may those who are filled with joy and laughter be abundant.
Ta-da! I am new here. I am Man Fred. Means friend of man, man of peace. Good name.
Welcome.
Thanks. All God's children, there's a honey in the rock. A honey in the rock. There's a honey in the rock. For all God's children, feed every child of God. We can have justice if we can. Feed every child of God. Right is right and fair is fair. Feed every child of God. There's a honey in the rock. For all God's children, there's a honey in the rock. A honey in the rock. There's a honey in the rock. For all God's children, feed every child of God. Heart to heart and hand to hand, feed every child of God. Together we'll push to the promised land, feed every child of God. There's a honey in the rock, for all God's children, there's a honey in the rock. A honey in the rock, there's a honey in the rock, for all God's children, keep every child of God. If we're gonna be fair, we're gonna open the door. Feed every child of God. We're gonna house the homeless and feed the poor. Feed every child of God. There's a honey in the rock, for all God's children, there's a honey in the rock. A honey in the rock, there's a honey in the rock, for all God's children, feed every child of God. If we're gonna hold us down, gonna break the lock, feed every child of God. Then we're gonna taste the sweet honey in the rock, feed every child of God. There's a honey in the rock, for all God's children, there's a honey in the rock. A honey in the rock, there's a honey in the rock, for all God's children, feed every child of God. Thank you. Oh, hi. Thank you. Anybody here have a knee replacement? Can I borrow it? Oh,
Our first reading this morning is entitled, Perhaps the World Ends Here, by Joy Harjo. The world begins at a kitchen table. No matter what, we must eat to live. The gifts of earth are brought and prepared, set on the table. So it has been since creation, and it will go on. We chase chickens or dogs away from it. Babies teethe at the corners. They scrape their knees under it. It is here that children are given instructions on what it means to be human. We make men at it. We make women. At this table, we gossip, recall enemies and the ghosts of lovers. Our dreams drink coffee with us as they put their arms around our children. They laugh with us at our poor falling down selves, and as we put ourselves back together once again at the table. This table has been a house in the rain, an umbrella in the sun. Wars have begun and ended at this table. It is a place to hide in the shadow of terror, a place to celebrate the terrible victory. We have given birth on this table. and have prepared our parents for burial here. At this table, we sing with joy, with sorrow. We pray of suffering and remorse. We give thanks. Perhaps the world will end at the kitchen table while we are laughing and crying, eating of the last sweet bite. A Thanksgiving meditation by Naomi King. Every day we experience hunger and yearning for food, for approval, for respect, for love, for meaningful work, for any and enough work, for home, for family, for friends, for health, for healing, for hope, for the departed, for the newly arrived, for the green trees, for the cool, clean waters, for shade in the heat of the day, and for stars to light the velvet night. Every day, we are invited anew to be thankful for food, for approval, for respect, for love, for meaningful work, for any and enough work, for home, for family, for friends, for health, for healing, for hope, for the departed, for the newly arrived, for the green trees, for the cool, clean waters, for shade in the heat of the day, and for stars to light the velvet night. Our hearts beating in liberating flight, we soar in gratitude for all the gifts we have this day, in this lifetime of being, and turn again to share this bounty with all that is. Amen, and blessed be. Please join in 1 minute of silent thought, meditation, or prayer. Today's second reading comes from Being Thankful by Dr. Michael B. Brown, Senior Minister of Marble Collegiate Church. A friend of mine lost her husband when their daughter was 6 years old. The mother, even in her own profound grief, was also determined that an experience of loss would not become the defining element in her daughter's worldview. So she took action. The mother presented her daughter with a jar, a piece of paper, and some crayons. She asked the little girl to help her tape the paper to the glass container, and then at her mother's instructions, the child wrote on it the words, "Blessings jar." Every night thereafter, prior to turning out the lights for sleep, the mom would have her daughter write on a slip of paper one good thing that had happened in her life that day. Sometimes that was an easy thing for the child to do. Other nights she struggled to remember a single happy thought from a long day at school. But every night before the lights went out, one good experience was written down and placed in the jar. That practice took place every night until the last night of each month, when the mom and daughter would empty the jar and read each entry one by one. They have been doing that every night for years. The mother told me, "I am trying to help my daughter see the world positively, to realize that no matter how bad things may seem at any given moment, there are always blessings in our lives every day, if we are simply willing to look for them." The practice is apparently working as the child is growing into a young woman of confidence, capability, and irrepressible hope. These are not easy times. But even in the midst of such, every one of us can find just enough gold nuggets amid the muddy river waters to know that however things may seem at any given moment, we are still blessed. Our ancestors got it right. Thankfulness is offered not merely because of, but also in spite of. Those who are aware of that truth almost always reach personal places of peace. And having found such, they often also find the strength and courage required to take action to make wrong things right. Happy Thanksgiving. Please rise in body or spirit and join in singing number 349, "We Gather Together."
Sing
There's a moment every November, usually right around when the stores start to put up the Christmas trees on the day after Halloween. And I find myself thinking, here it comes again, the season of gratitude. It is upon us. It's a time of year when every magazine, every wellness blog, every inspirational Instagram account reminds us to practice gratitude. The fonts they use are usually big and sparkly, or maybe Comic Sans. It's one thing to feel grateful on a perfect golden fall morning when we've had enough sleep and the decaf is perfect and the cat hasn't bitten you. And it's another thing to feel grateful while you are in the grocery store fighting with 2,000 other people for the last can of pumpkin puree. Gratitude comes easy when life is good. It is a spiritual discipline when life gets weird. And it gets weird often. Every year, like clockwork, we get the cultural reminder that Thanksgiving is all about the simple joys. And they define those for us, don't they? Family, warmth, food, togetherness. And every year, like clockwork, I hear stories from people preparing to gather with family members who can turn a perfectly nice turkey dinner into a full contact blood sport. One person told me last week, I'm grateful for my family, but also I know exactly why Thanksgiving wine sales are what they are. And we laugh, but let's be honest, Thanksgiving is not just a Hallmark moment. It's heartfelt, it's messy, it's tender, it's stressful, and it's meaningful, sometimes all before the mashed potatoes hit the table or the wall. And despite all that, there we are, we gather together. Why? Because gratitude, like community, is worth the work. It's worth it. Now, there's a myth that gratitude is natural. It just happens. Gratitude bubbles up from inside us like a mountain spring. Just be grateful, people say. But gratitude doesn't float down from the heavens like confetti at a parade. It's something we uncover like a rock we turn over in the garden, something we discover underneath the surface of our regular, ordinary lives. Real gratitude isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's about acknowledging what's good, especially when everything is not fine. It's about saying life is complicated and I can appreciate this little bright thing anyway. Gratitude is something we build, not something we wait for. And so we gather year after year to remind ourselves that gratitude is a spiritual practice, not a seasonal garnish. I have a little story about perspective. I used to refer to it as the year the turkey lied to me. One year when I was first learning to cook, I bought a frozen turkey, very expensive, that advertised on the package, guaranteed to thaw in 24 hours. That was a bold statement, maybe even a little arrogant, but I believed it. I was all in. That was my first mistake. 24 hours later, that turkey was the same temperature and consistency as a bowling ball. I ran warm water over it. I tried talking to it. I tried bargaining with God. I believe I offered my soul, my future firstborn, and the $6 remaining in my pocket. Nada. At hour 36, I thought I was making progress, and I went to check the little pop-up thermometer that was supposed to tell me when it was done cooking. I don't know who invented those, but I don't think they ever saw an actual turkey. Because this one popped up at hour 8 of the cooking process and announced, "Congratulations, your turkey is finished." It lied. And there I was, arms covered in butter, oven door open, warm, raw turkey waiting for a good vet to get it up on its feet again. The smoke detector chiming a cheerful little holiday song. And I thought, exactly how does one feel grateful in this moment? But I still remember that Thanksgiving with amazing fondness. Not because the turkey was good. It absolutely was not. It was so not good. But because the entire table ended up laughing until we cried. We couldn't breathe. We ate side items and rolls and pie for dinner. We checked on that turkey every 20 minutes like it was recovering from surgery. We took photos with real cameras, and we told that story for years. Every once in a while, we still have a Friendsgiving, and somebody always says, "Did Amy make the turkey?" Somewhere in the middle of the terribleness and the silliness and the frustration, gratitude showed up. Not for the turkey, but for the people who stayed in that kitchen with me, laughing and crying and getting more wine. Gratitude isn't about perfection, it's about presence, noticing the good. That's one of the best definitions of gratitude I've ever heard. Gratitude is noticing what is good without denying what is hard. Noticing, that's the key. It doesn't require us to ignore the rough parts. It's not spiritual amnesia. It's not painting a smile on a cracked place. It's simply learning to pay attention to the parts that shine, even faintly, because that's where the light gets in. A warm cup of something on a cold morning. A grandkid who hasn't spoken a civil word in years gives you a hug on their way past. A small success, a quiet kindness, a deep breath, a moment of peace in between all the wildness. They're not headline-worthy events. They're the little things, and yet the little things hold us up when the big things feel overwhelming. Gratitude isn't the loud voice in the room. It's the quiet little voice saying, "This stuff matters too." We've got a lot of loud voices in the world right now. Got a lot of loud, scary voices. We've got a lot of joy at the holidays, but we've also got a lot of stress. And gratitude says, but that's not all there is. We gather on Thanksgiving not to pretend everything is perfect or to follow a Norman Rockwell, Thomas Kincaid script, not to recite a list of blessings like a report card, and Lord save us, certainly not to honor the ancestors that stole this land from its rightful owners and brought smallpox as a housewarming gift. We gather to remember that we are held in a web of connection and it's not going to let go of us. We gather because gratitude grows best in community and we need community. We need to be side by side, arm in arm, to face the world. And when we're together, we remind one another of what is good, even when we stand in the middle of a dumpster fire. When we are together, we witness one another's struggles with compassion. When we are together, the gratitude that one person is able to find helps another person find it too. We don't gather because it's easy. We gather because it's holy. Not in some supernatural sense, but in the deeply human one. The holiness of being seen and known and loved, of belonging, of sharing. Thanksgiving at its best is a reminder that we are not alone in the world. We may get sold a fairy tale about what Thanksgiving should be. The truth is, for a lot of people, this time of year is hard. Some mourn, some feel stress. Some of us have family dynamics that are so complicated you need a chart. Some wrestle with loneliness. And if you're one of those people, I want to say clearly, gratitude is not a test that you have to pass. It's not a requirement for spiritual worthiness, and it's not a competition. It doesn't mean everything is okay. It means you're still capable of seeing beauty in the moment. And if you can't see it right now, borrow someone else's. That's the reason we gather too. Your gratitude may not show up today. That's fine. Might come tomorrow or next month or in a minute you least expect it. It's patient. Doesn't need a calendar. The fact that you showed up to this service, to this community, to this messy, complicated life, it means something. Sometimes showing up is the gratitude. You can't ignore it. You can't get lazy with it. Spiritual teachers say we have to exercise our gratitude muscle, and that sounds great until you realize they're implying it's kind of like Pilates. It takes practice. It feels awkward. You have to hold a pose. Your spiritual calves cramp. But after a while, noticing the little stuff gets easier. It becomes a habit, a rhythm, a way of moving through the world. Practicing gratitude doesn't eliminate challenge, but it strengthens the part of us that can meet those challenges with resilience instead of despair. It helps us keep going. And it's okay to start small. So I would say to you, try it this week. Not with a list of the 40 things you're grateful for. This isn't a test. Just notice something every day. Don't write about it. Don't journal about it. You don't have to do interpretive dance about it, or you don't have to do a thing with it. Just notice it. Let it be real. Let it be good. That's the spiritual practice of gratitude. It's not about the food or the table or the tradition. These things are lovely. But gratitude is there, and it's easier when we share it, when we make space for one another, when we sit at a table with people who love us, or people we are learning to love, or people we're trying hard to tolerate. We're engaging in a sacred act. We're affirming connection, even in the bad minutes. We acknowledge we can't make it alone. Our shared humanity matters. So here we are. In this community, we come back not because it's simple, but because it isn't. We come back because gratitude grows when people show up for one another. We gather because it helps us remember that we belong. Even in the messiest moments, even when the turkey betrays you and the smoke alarm screams, and you're holding a pot holder like you're about to duel with it, even then there is goodness around the edges. It waits to be noticed and shared and lived, and it's all yours. So may we leave today with hearts a little more open. May we find all of those small, beautiful, bright things to sustain us. And wherever we go, may we nurture gratitude in others, because we gather together and we are perfect in our messy imperfection. So let us give thanks. Amen. We extinguish our chalice, but not the gratitude it symbolizes. May we carry with us the warmth of this community and the strength we find in gathering, and the gentle reminder that gratitude grows when we practice it, even in imperfect ways. Please rise in body or spirit and join in singing our closing hymn this week, number 407. We're going to sit at the welcome table. May the light we share here travel with us into the week ahead, guiding our steps and helping us see the blessings that wait for us quietly along the path. Go in peace, go in kindness, go in thanksgiving. Peace, ashe, and may it be so.
Where the heck was my head? I think we did too. I'll let you know.